All right, my beautiful people. Welcome back. Welcome back to another live session. At long last, finally, the next day, it is here. And not only that, there's a couple of stocks that are looking decent. So, we're going to skip the formalities here. And we're going to jump right into the watch list. TRUG, ticker symbol TRUG, looking decent. There's also TGL. And lastly, there's a lot of T's. TSHA. TSHA. I'm also going to keep an eye on WORX from yesterday, just in case. I don't know if it'll do anything, but it kind of held up a little. So I'll keep an eye just to see what it does. So those are the few that I'm watching here. I'm going to post that list. You guys can always come back in the Discord to the alert section if you ever need to see the watch list from the prior days. We have the watch list going back over the last few years, I believe, for at least 95% of the days. If you want to do back testing, that kind of stuff. But yeah, good morning, Twin. What's up? So let's see here. TRUG, I'm going to start with this one. It's currently up 62%. Bit of a pullback recently, but nice move up. High point of 223. And we've had a low down at 73. But before then, we've had 80. I'm gonna watch 80 more so. Let's zoom in here. Zoom in a little bit. Yeah, I'm gonna watch 80 to see how it does if it continues to consolidate here. Other than that, can we get back over the VWAP level, which is at 92? And if we can attack that level of 207, I'd love to see a retest of the highs. So TRUG, let's see how it's looking on the daily chart. Oh, screen recording. Hold on. Let me just go ahead and turn this on. I keep telling myself I gotta transfer all the videos from my computer to my hard drive because this computer has 2 terabytes, but it's running out of space. But anyhow, it's coming to the daily chart. I think 220 is a big level, but if we get back, and pre-market highs are 23, so if we get back there, $8 really, I think could be the next target, which is very close in proximity to the 200 EMA. Yeah, I'm gonna say $8. The 200 is at 820. So this one maybe could be special if it decides to go. Okay, moving on to the next stock. TSHA. Let's see, which one do I want to look at? Okay, we can look at TGL. TGL is up 66% with 9 million shares of volume. And this one honestly is more in my price range, right? This type of price range sometimes will offer a little bit more volatility, which can be good for me, but it just depends, right? So high point is at 13. We've had pullbacks recently around 710. Actually, what's the low here? Is that 710? Hold on. 680. Okay, I knew something was up. 680 for lows. Okay. All right. Daily chart. TGL. TRUG is curling back up already, which is good. So there's a couple of candlesticks that could be worth noting here on the daily level. Let's see. Get rid of this. We had a nice green candle on February 14th with a high point of 1259. 1259. Definitely an area that I'm interested in. So that gives me a bit of a target. Let's see, before that we had 868, 979, 979 more so a bit of a red candle that sold off. That was on January 18th. But I don't think we'll see major resistance there. I think, well, I can still put it up, but I think 12.59 if it's really good. I'll put 9.79 here as well, just in case. So we'll see how this does. Over the highs, can we get to 9.79? And then if we're really strong, 12.59, I think could be a good target. Yeah, we'll see. TGL, not looking too bad. Lastly, TSHA. TSHA lastly. High point from yesterday, 321. Gotta figure out something for this wire, because anyhow, yeah. High point today has been around 310. Yeah, 309, 310 for the high point today. Not bad. I'd love to see the uptrend continue, and if we can possibly get a break of yesterday's high in after hours of 21, that could be pretty good. So we'll see how this one does. Let me check the daily chart here, and then I'll be good. 2-minute warning coming up. There it is. So 355, and then perhaps 390. 355 and 390. Targets. I'm gonna get rid of this trend line down here, because if this pulls back, I'm not going to be interested. Let's just get rid of some of these, have it look a little cleaner. Yeah, 55, and then, break of 4 essentially. We'll see how it does. TSHA. So those are the top 3 WORX from yesterday. We'll just kind of see how this one does. If it does curl up again, maybe we can try for break of 17. That would be nice to see. But, we'll kind of take it slow and see what this one does, if it does anything at all. So coming into the open, yesterday's plan is today's plan, in the sense that I'm looking to start slow, looking to be disciplined, looking to be patient. Right now, I'm not sure which one of these stocks is going to be the strong one. I'm going to watch TRUG, and then I'm going to go from there. We'll see what we get. I did not mention the disclaimer. We did have it on screen, but we'll mention the disclaimer here a little into the open. Day trading is risky business, guys. Let's not forget that, right? Risky business. You got to take it slow. Build experience over time. So we'll get more into it in a little bit. Let's see how these stocks are looking here to start this beautiful day. Can we hold over 2? There's 5. Couple cents. $96. Just throwing out some early trades here to see what this thing wants to do. Okay. Okay, okay. Can we get over 10? 4, 3, 2, 4. $93. It's back up. TGL, on the other hand, a little bit of a spread. Not a ton of trades for me as of yet. I need to see something a little bit more definitive here. I want to see us pulling through. I'll try $2 here. I want to see us pulling through 10 Take the couple cents. There's 6. Can we hold and push through 15? It needs to get through 15 if it's going to be any good here. Okay. Now I'm interested. There's a bid too. 27. It's fluctuating a lot. I'm going to keep trying, but I'm getting higher fills than I would like. 17 fill, not great. It has potential, which is good. I got to get into a rhythm. The low of the current candle was 11. I need to see something a little bit more dramatic here. The highs are 23, or were 23 pre-market highs. Okay. Of course. It needs to hold up here. If not, it could be rejecting. TGL seems to be moving up. I might prefer to watch that one, to be honest. It might be better for me. 50. I'm going to switch gears. TGL has a spread, though. Has a spread. Ay, ay, ay. Not good. Bids. The halt up is now at 23. I'm going to pull it on screen as soon as I can. I need to get into a rhythm. The pre-market high was at 13. Oh. Halt's at 31. Ah, come on. Okay, that's okay. I gotta get myself in order here. Okay, cool. 31, halt up, false halt. Halt level now at 43. WORX is also interesting. See, and then this is where I start to watch multiple stocks. And you know, I think like TGL, I gotta just stick to it. It's good. Just gotta keep watching for entries. To trade one stock at a time. This thing is holding up 80 really well. Mm -mm. The height of current candle is 21. Such a bad fill. Can we get back over 8? Come on, come on. Good. Very good. That was a good trade. It okay. It's kind of okay. Okay. All right. 8, maybe 810 support. Can we hold up this area? If it goes below 8, it's not good. I can't get into a good rhythm. Gotta get into a good rhythm here if I'm gonna do well. All right. 40 again. There's 43. Will we make a new high? It's spready. It's fluctuating a fair amount. What's up with these fake outs, man? I gotta, I gotta be careful. I mean, it's been a while now. I'm not making money, so that's my sign to just, you know, stick to the small size maybe. The high's at 60. The low to current candle is 30. I wouldn't be surprised if it comes back down a little bit more, but we'll see. So far, it's holding up. There's a good sized bid. Short sellers are here, is what it seems like. But okay, good. 60. Can we see some covering? No. Oh, okay. 65. It's a roller coaster. For whatever reason, I can't get a good grip. But it's moving well, all things considered. Even if I end green on it just a couple $100, that'll be good. So I just gotta stay and keep myself alive here for the time being. There's a lot of selling there. Not a great fill. We gotta take that loss. 10 did hold right there. Will we keep holding though is a question. No, we will not. 90. Yeah, not that. I don't know. I just couldn't get anything going. This could be a 5-minute pullback. The lows before were around 80. So we'll see. Still looks pretty healthy. Feel like I should have done better though. WORX. What I need to see is what yesterday's high was quickly. 417. It's doing pretty decent. But I'm gonna keep watching TGL. 64. I think maybe I could have been in already at the lows and holding a little bit for the 5-minute setup, but I'm not. So I gotta be careful. Even TRUG is shaping up. I'm thinking if I want to take this as the 5-minute setup, which means I'll be willing to leave unrealized gains for a bigger move here. Hopefully it works out. If not, well, I'm not even gonna get that bid at 10. I was gonna sell a third there 10, but okay. I'm still in though, still watching. I'd love to see like 20, 25 eventually. I'm gonna try and sell on the ass too. That way I can guarantee a better fill coming out. There's 16, 13 on the ask. We have to get over 17 for it to look good. And if it does, I want to use size TGL. I want to use size if it decides it wants to go. Alright, so there's a good trade there. This is excellent. I feel good. Feel good. I probably could have held even a little longer, but yeah, this is excellent move back up here. And we got all the way to 45 without stalling. 48. dips are so quick. I didn't get a fill there at 22 area. No new high. Better not go to the depths. Oh, is that low? 13? Kind of low, right? But fair. Fair play. I like what I'm seeing. I better not be out too soon. This is why I can't make money on it. It's not lingering long enough for me to like get a position. And I'm just trying to get in with 2,000 shares. I should have just held that trade. I could have held it to the lows, but son of a gun, man. It's like it's here and then it's back up in a flash. If I get the opportunity to do not fail. 15, 16, 20, 30 on the ask. Okay, great. KB, are the Bulls still alive? As long as I don't take a massive loss here, I don't mind. I better not be selling at 790. That's the only thing here. Even if I do, I mean, whatever, but yeah. Bids are titanicking. Why? It needs to get over 40, 45 here to look good. Come on, man. This disaster of stock. It's like such a good move, but you know, the way how it's coming back down so quickly. The lows were at 80 or so. Oh, almost went short by accident. To the depths. I think that was worth a shot. I tried 85 in 87, out 80 area. Well, no, in at 93, out at 85. So that was decent. If it would linger just a little longer in some of the key areas, I would have been able to get filled almost every time. Especially if the spreads are tight, I could just mark it in. But because there's like a 10-cent spread every time, I'm trying to buy the bids and not getting fills. So WORX. Oh my gosh. I'm late and losing money. WORX might be good because yesterday's high was at 17 and it's already back at 4.
MFH.
It's like there's a buyer here. I could be wrong. Well, we'll see. I'll have to find out. There's only one way for me to find out. Is to take trades and have tight stops. Oh, okay. Back to 96. What I like is that every time it drops down, it's coming back up, but it's pulling back a little bit more here. I think TGL should be good resumption, but we'll see. So right now we're flat on the day. We're flat on the day. At this point, I really need to consider just using small size and not sizing back up. Unless something really good comes. $55.39 for resumption. And I'm going to keep watching WORX here. The low was 85. Why? I had the instinct to take my 3 cents and I didn't. And here I am still in this trade. Can we see 95? I like that it held up 85 right there, which is good. I cut it and get back in if I need to. It's not a bad entry there, but I should have been out for 3 cent gain and back in lower. Switching back to TGL. I wonder if I was more aggressive to just buy, like, buy market. If I would have, oh my gosh, WORX to the depths. 55.39. 55.39. Well, I lost the money, lost the extra $60 there trying to take a dip. Perhaps the writing is on the wall. Time to shut it down. So we're halted down at 740. I want to see how low. It's showing me 96. 39. Got a couple seconds. Well, it's showing 720 now. Couple seconds. Here we go. I'll try again. This is a risky trade. 30, 40. The halt is at 92 if it goes up and actually gives a surprise move. It'll have to get over 50 and hold above 50 to do that, though. There's 40. It might go. Oh, 51. Is he going to try again? I'll wait. I'll wait. Somebody's playing music out there. Risky entry here, but can we get that bounce? Third.
TTOO
Party, okay. This is interesting here. It's like it's not selling off, at least not yet. Because we'd be back down below 710 area. But it's also not going over 50. Is it going to be up or down? $39. Still sideways here. I want to keep my eye out in case there's something special here. Like a massive bid or something. If not, I'll be on the sidelines. Unless it can get above 50 and hold above 50. Big level here. To the depths. Seems like it's to the depths. I tried for 04. I would have gotten filled low right there. But I would expect to see 80. But it seems like it's holding a little bit. 95. It's not coming down. Let's reduce my size. Okay, there's 87. To the gallows, brother. I think I take this money and walk away. It's just unfortunate that we weren't able to get anything, but part of the deal. 280 bucks with this high inflation. At least we can get ourselves a happy meal and smile. Smile a while. Give our face a rest. Unless TRUG maybe gets back up, which I don't know if it could. WORX sold off from that level of 417. Maybe could be back up later in the day. I can see if the chat is calling out anything. Other than that, it's not looking great. But WORX back over 4 could be interesting. Well, speaking of WORX back over 4, right on cue. Yesterday's high was 417, but we did have a rejection candle in that area, so we'll see. I think I'll stick to 1,000 shares for now, just to be careful, and then if it gets above or close to 417, maybe I size up some more at that point. It's very difficult for me to tell what it's going to do. There's a lot of green, there's a lot of red. It's fluctuating a little bit. It's a mess on the level 2. I think short sellers are probably here. This is how the chart looks weak. I don't love the charting unless we get over the highs again. So we'll need a good break of 4 and at least start to hold above 4. If that happens, I think if anybody's short up there, they kind of start to worry a little bit more. And perhaps some of them already covered on that low when this thing started to bounce. Oh.
TTOO.
I tried for a short at 99. But I don't know what fill. I probably could have gotten filled at 88 because I looked back at the bid. The bid was pretty low. It would have been a disaster of a fill. But I take my, 13 cents right here, 10 cents, whatever it would have been. Yesterday I mentioned it's like if you miss the front side move on the hot stock, maybe that could be the entire morning gone. So I want to be aware that being that I didn't really get to capitalize on TGL, that we could already be on the backside of the momentum here for the morning. Just want to keep that in mind just in case, unless WORX can come and change things, or maybe even TRUG over VWAP here could be good too. We need to get over 95 on this one. There's 94. Back down a bit, back down. I got this song stuck in my head. Not even the one that was playing outside. TRUG could be interesting too. If it gets over 95, I'm willing to get involved. But I'd want to see a quick attempt for a break of 2 if it does. Or WORX if it holds over 4, but it's coming down 77, but back to 92. Are we seeing something here? Are we on to something? Or is this a bluff? Holy smokes. Go shoot. WORX. Very powerful here, very strong. There's a spread. I'm not able to get in. It's failing. It's coming right back down after that sweet move. Rubbish. Get this out of my sights. WORX to the gallows, man. Stock is playing games with us here. I wasn't watching at it when it broke down, or I could have maybe been in like at 80, maybe 85. Short sellers. This is an interesting chart, right? I mean, the initial rejection or down or back up. Small attempt here, down or back up again. I like that it's being resilient. Well, on the other hand, I don't like that we're seeing so much resistance up at 20. So here we are back at 4. I'm going to prep size just in case it goes all the way this time. But I can't afford to get caught in not even one drop, so maybe I don't go too big in size. Because Red Day recap would be waiting for us. Ten, 14, 17. How are they going to do this time? Okay. I could be early. Oh, no, it wasn't. That was a great trade. I sold it too soon. Can we get over 40 then? It's fluctuating. It's having some trouble at 40. Do not, it might fail here. It needs to hold up above 410 at least. Worst case scenario. It looks pretty healthy on the 5 minutes, so it seems like this pullback is holding up. Can we see over 30 again? 34. I just need to dominate it with size. If I can get the opportunity. Sure will be great. Fluctuations are pretty quick. Low right there was 19. Our 5 minute candle has closed, and we've had a candle close above yesterday's high. All which I believe are good signs. I got the worst possible fill right there, man. Gotta take it scratch, because I'm in high. Come on, talk to us nicely here. Good fill. Now can we hold up and curl up? KB. Back down again. I'm gonna try again. See, like right here, as long as this doesn't teleport down to like 390, I do not mind. Even if I lose a little something, I'm okay. It just needs to not do anything crazy. And then I'm looking back down 1K. Because sometimes they just like Titanic. I'm gonna hold this time a little longer if I can. Right back down. Should have been back in. I don't like how long it's here, but it still looks healthy, so I guess this is all good. I should have been back in, perhaps. Come on, we gotta try 40. KB, KB! Stalling out. Back over 30, I'll be in. Stalling out, man. Stalling out. We need to see a sweet move here. It's like we're proving that we're holding up the lows by not selling off. But then it gets up there. Do not Titanic. Do not. And then it doesn't go. Yeah, we get up there and it doesn't go. I'm playing with fire here. But it might bounce. Hard to say. Can we see 15, 20? 12, 13. Where's that push? Alright, easing off. If it comes down again, where's it going to go? Or are we holding up right here? And I'm out too soon. High, 10, 20, 17 was yesterday's high. And we shouldn't really be pulling back that much. It seems like it's bouncing, but it's pretty slow. The low of the current 5-minute candle is 4, and we got a high of 35. High of day is at 44. Yesterday's high was at 17. Still interested in this area here, but depends. I also think it makes sense for me to size down. Can always size back up. Very lovely. I want to see it continue. That's kind of a high fill. But I want to see us continue up to 30. Brutal fill. Shout out to all the viewers that are watching on. That's a pretty big bid there at 19. Maybe I should have been in. Getting distracted talking about the viewers. Not great. So random, right? 21 by 27. I don't know about this entry, but I'm giving it a shot. I'd stop. Do I want to try again? It should be going here, but it's nothing happening. Okay, here's another bid. Come on, this has to be it. KB, tell the bulls not to sleep on us here. We have the short sellers right where we need them. Now it's time for follow through. Another bid again. It has to go eventually here. If this fails, man, this is going to be miserable. Should have held that. 32. Oh, 19. Once we get like 33, I think we should see 40 like instantly. I'm fishing for the entry, but I'm not seeing anything here. I don't want to overtrade this area. Thinking if I should back off or if I should try one last time. That order at 18 is gone. 27,000. I think I'm going to wait. I don't want to overtrade this area. We've already took like 10 trades. And whenever I say that is when the stock usually goes. So let's see if in the next 30 seconds here it rips up 23 by 25. Maybe it even goes lower first. I wonder. That could be the case. But I want to stay reactive. Whatever dishes out, that's good. I can take.
DWACU.
There's a seller at 30, 25,000. Those shares are bought up. Oh, maybe not. Did it? It's hard to tell. Come on, man. Where are those bulls? Once it goes, I'm sizing up immediately. If it goes. I didn't take that. It might break down. 02. Is it going to hold? No, it's bouncing. It's off screen too. Off screen. When the chart goes out of frame on YouTube, I do apologize. But I'm watching at it up here and I'm locked in. So sometimes I wouldn't even notice it until like a couple minutes. It's holding up for a long time here, but I'm skeptical. It's still holding. And maybe I'm missing a good trade, but we'll see. That was a high fill. I tried 95. I might try again. One last attempt here. One last hurrah. There's a bid, but I'm back out. It looks like I'm gonna have to eat chum bucket. Someone's saying in Discord. Yeah, if I have to leave here, I don't mind. This is definitely a much better day than I thought I was having. And so I'll take this and I will smile. Smile, smile, smile. And hopefully tomorrow there's better opportunities. If it gets back above, maybe I should keep watching. If it gets back above 17, 15, 17, I'd be interested again. I'm getting kind of tired though. It feels like I've been here for 2 hours for some reason. It's only been 50 minutes. I don't like sitting down here. There's 13. 13. I want smaller size. 1500 is good here for me. How is it going to look if we get above 15 area, 17 area? Can we hold up those levels? Can we see a lot of volume coming in? I can't understand why I feel so tired. Like, maybe I gotta go splash some water on my face. I feel like I've been here. If right now it feels like it's 2 p.m. or something. Strange. Maybe I ate too big of a breakfast or something. That probably is what it is. Gotta get active. Gotta go take a walk. Maybe do some push-ups. Throw some cold water on the face. If this goes back below 90, I'm not interested. So hopefully we can hold up the VWAP area here. There's 93. Seems to be holding. Guys, if you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to hit that thumbs up. And if you're a new viewer, consider subscribing to the channel. I go live around 9:15 a.m. every day. Every day, Monday to Friday, every weekday. Tay Sweet. Who's that?
DWACU. IGC.
If Trump wins, DWAC probably is gonna go crazy again. Yeah, I trade live every day. I trade live. What I tell myself is, as long as I'm day trading, I might as well trade live anyways, you know? Because if the audience wasn't here, I'd be doing the same thing, and best believe I'd be talking to myself just like this too. I'd have been here like a crazy person. So at least the live stream, in that sense, makes me a little bit more sane, you know? I'm not here talking to myself. Trading is not easy. Live streaming in front of people is not easy, but Relentless Trader was born for this. At this point, it just feels like I'm breathing when I'm here trading with the audience. It wasn't always that way though, it's like it's a skill, in itself. It's a skill in itself. It doesn't feel good when you're losing when you're trading, and it doesn't feel good when you're losing in front of everybody trading. You could say that there's some sort of pressure, but I've had to come to grips that that's just what it is. Like, I can't win on every trade. In fact, I lose half the times I buy. So I had to get used to that pretty quickly. If not, you'd be here miserable, and then you start thinking about all the wrong things, and you're just snowballing to the depths. Just like this stock right here, selling off. Titanic. Oh, okay, 97. If it gets over 4, I'd be interested. Did I lose on that? It didn't get over 10. There's a small seller, but it might go. It's trying. But it's coming back down. Not quite. Oh, I got a high fill. Thought I got 99. I'm surprised it's even back up. I would have expected 60 and then maybe 50. Maybe it's not over yet. 410 is the 5-minute candle to make the new high, so yeah, the live streaming thing is not easy, but ultimately you have to be transparent. I've had a lot of practice doing stuff like this though throughout the years since I was very young. Like speaking in front of an audience, whether in school, in church, in the business clubs. I'd always put myself in the position to be, even at karaoke, right? Or I actually forced myself to do certain things. Karaoke was an interesting one. It's like in your head you think you can sing, and then you go up there or you watch it back on a cell phone. It's like, goodness. I thought I was Usher going up there, man. Sounded like a dying dog. Crazy. But anyhow, I think that might do it. I think this thing might be finished here. Seeming like it's done. TGL curling up, but I'm not interested. I think this is a good place. I think this is a good place to shut it down. Come back again. But yeah, when I was younger, I would do like poems, stuff like that. Also, my high school did a good job. We would have these like seminar style discussions. Like, most classrooms you have the rows going across all the way to the back. Our classrooms were like circular or squares, and you go around like you. It's like participation was so big. Like you would have to speak aloud, read aloud, like all these different things, and have conversations about a million different articles. All those type of stuff like that, definitely helps you out in this type of light. Yeah, we will shut it down here. I think this is a good cue. Yeah, so just quickly, just quick reminder, let's just mention the disclaimer. Let's talk about the risks of trading. Some people will say, Relentless, why do you do this so often? Well, it's possible that we have one new viewer here, even if it's just one or two new people watching on. We want to let them know that day trading is risky and day trading is also a business. You should treat it as a business. We should do everything that a normal business would do, right? When it comes to like collecting data, back testing, having strategies, all these different components. And ultimately, you have to treat trading with a level of seriousness. And, here in the States, 80% of small businesses fail within the first 3 years. That is a fact. And even more so, even more so, they say here in the trading community, 9 out of 10 traders fail. And for those two new people that might be watching on, right, it's not to scare you, but to be honest with you and also to let you know that if you're going through the learning curve, it's best to use small size. If you're in a live account, it's best to use a small amount of size, a small amount of cash. If not, I'd recommend a simulator, paper trading where you can practice trading these same stocks with artificial currency. That's what I did in the beginning, small accounts and also paper trading. Because if you're new at something, it means you're not quite experienced. You're not quite as competent as you need to be. You're not as consistent as you need to be. So what's the use in trying to, use size? There's a couple of analogies. The one of, swimming in the deep end right away is a good one. Why do something that you can harm yourself? And that's what it takes to be a successful trader, right? Is buying into the process. There's people that's watching me that will ignore everything that I'm saying here, and that is completely fine. But if you do that, you gotta know the risk that you're taking on, right? Ultimately, we are our own bosses. We are our own people. But there's certain things that make sense and certain things that don't. But it's not a place to be prideful, to have that that what's the word, that ego. Like, you have to be, if you're gonna have that pride, it has to be towards doing the right thing, right? We talk about the path of righteousness, right? Doing what's right even when nobody's looking. And so, you know starting off slow, doing it the right way, that's the way to go. And that's the natural progression of things, even outside the market. You look at all these different fields, the doctors, the surgeons. They didn't walk into a hospital on the first day and started performing open heart surgery. They didn't. They went to they went through some sort of education for years. They started doing it from the very beginning, and they didn't just jump into the deep end. So if you don't have any sort of strategy, don't just jump into trading aggressively. It's so easy to overlook it. So if you've done it, it's not that you've necessarily did something so bad that you should hate yourself or anything like that. It's more so to be aware, right? To be aware of where you actually are, because a lot of times what we think we know and what actually is two different things. And I remember back in Robinhood when I first started, it's like I thought I knew what I was doing back then. Looking back, it's like I did not know anything. I didn't know anything at all. That's the point I'm trying to make, right? So, let's give ourselves longevity by taking the baby steps. Do not be so prideful that you're not willing to do what's necessary to ensure success. You can't want it so bad that you're risking harming yourself, right? You have to stay in that Goldilocks zone mentally. Can't be too high, can't be too low. And knowing that, hey, sometimes taking a step back to take a major step forward is the way to go, right? Because your system, whether it's this, whether you're following this strategy that I trade or something else, because there's other strategies, right? You yourself as a trader has to be you have to be sound. You have to be sound, and ultimately, you know, there's a battle that you're gonna have to fight every day, and you don't want to be fighting on two fronts, right? Meaning we're gonna have to go against the market, right? We're gonna have to go against the other communities, the short sellers, the big banks. We already have to, go against that. So let's not also have to go against ourselves. If you're fighting against the market and you're also fighting within, like you have conflict within yourself, your mind is not clear on what you should do, it's not gonna work. And the market is gonna continue to put you in the same situations over and over and over. Like if you're going through the same revolving door almost until you can get past this issue. And this for people for different traders will come in different shapes, forms, and sizes. But that's part of why it's so difficult, right? Is that we're also fighting against our inner demons, and we're also trying to fight against the market. So to give yourself a good chance, you cannot have conflict within. So again, do whatever is necessary to ensure success. Um, Guys like myself, Marcelo, Tim, Triad, some of the guys in the Discord, some of the guys in the team house, we're here to help as much as we can. But this is why it's not guaranteed, right? Not even for our students, because that's just how hard it is. It's a lot that go into this. But when I show up here every day, I try to tell myself, uh, you know, I try to tell myself to not push too hard, right? Because sometimes, you guys will see it, like I miss a trade, I'll get a high fill, like these smaller things that just sometimes can just throw you off your game. But it's like the moment you start to lose, that center and you get tilted, it's like you've already lost. Like, just like that, you've already lost. Like that alone makes you lose. So this field, man, it's like it's an extraordinary field. It really is, and so we have to be extraordinary individuals. There was a day where when I going back like 5 6 years when I was in the sim, or let's say a week really, where I went off rail, like revenge trading, sizing up, all this bad stuff. I'd set a monthly goal at the time, started off red, I had a daily goal too. This is why since then I never did that again. But I started the first day red and then came in the next day and said, all right, I got to make back yesterday's losses plus XYZ today to be on track. Way too much pressure, way too tunnel visioned, not thinking bigger, not thinking broader. And, just fell into this cycle of just madness. I couldn't believe, man. This is where because this has never happened to me at the time, right? But this is how I became a much better trader. So that week, I stopped on the Wednesday, 3 days of madness, sizing up, getting big winning trades, $600 in one trade, which back then was crazy for me, but not being willing to accept it because I still needed to make more to get to where my quota was, let's say. So, that Thursday I took off. That week I remember being in my backyard at the time. And it's like tears coming out of my eyes, man. And I'm sitting there like, was that really me who was trading? Like, I couldn't recognize myself. I could not recognize myself sitting there. Who am I, and am I capable? Am I capable of trading? Like these are the questions that I asked myself that day. And that I had to dig deep. But that day I made a vow to myself that I will never again lose the battle within. I will never again go so far to where I cannot recognize myself trading, to where I'm doing things I should never do, things that are against my best interests. And that was 6 years ago. But once I made up my mind to never go so far, because I remember it like it was yesterday, what it feels like. Because I'm sitting there, I remember sitting there knowing like there's part of my brain saying, you're not supposed to do this, and then I still do it. And then I feel even worse every time, it's like madness, man. And in that time, I could have blew up my account in the sim because, going up 10,000 shares, all sorts of craziness in areas where it's not even making sense. And so, after that day, and I made that vow, you know, right now, I think there's been 3 days since then, like 3 days where I had to leave because I know if I make the decision, and this is what happened on all three of those days. It's a day where the stock is it starts off slow, and I kind of get to my max loss emotionally. Like emotionally, I feel like I'm done. Like I want to just leave, but then the stock gets hot and starts to go. And here's the issue, right? On one hand, you think you should trade, you should stay, and you should keep going. And that could be right, but this is where you have to know yourself as a trader. On those three particular days, if I stayed and I happened to be red in that momentum, I could see that getting me to that point again. And I don't even want to give myself a chance. I do not even want to give myself a chance to have that happen to me. So on those 3 days, what did I do? I left because I know what the consequence could be if it doesn't work. So, when you have that type of emotion there, and especially if you've experienced it before, you got to know yourself well enough to know, what line not to cross, what boundaries not to push. Because if not, then you start to lose the battle against yourself. And then at that point, we're at the mercies of the market. If you lose control of your emotions, you just have to hope and pray at that point that the market was so forgiving that you don't lose everything, because you could lose every single thing, every single dollar in your account. For short sellers, and if you're using margin, you can end up owing, but for short sellers, you can essentially lose an unlimited amount. So the risk here is very real, to the point where like almost all the bigger traders I know, they don't even keep all the cash in their accounts because it could still happen to anybody. Nobody's immune to this stuff. Like we're all human at the end of the day. So, it's like, okay, if I have 40 grand in my account and I lost that, at least I had something somewhere else to where I could start again. Because if you let your account grow to 1 million and everything is there, you lose everything. Then I mean, who knows how bad that could be, right? So there's a lot of risk here. There's a lot of risk, but ultimately, you can't expect anything to have a great reward without there being some sort of drawback. So for those people who are willing to put pride aside, who are willing to put their ego aside and surrender to the markets, right? In the sense that understanding that the market is bigger than any one of us. And we can have our own rules, but we also have to respect what the market is telling us, the story that the market is telling. And it's this concept where no one can swim across the ocean. and none of us can buy up the entire market. We don't have that amount of cash available. So the market is greater than us, and there will be days where we have to, just respect what it's telling us. When it's really slow and nothing is good, that's not the time for us to be maxing out our accounts, trying to be a hero. These type of simple things. So if we're willing to be disciplined in that aspect, if we're coming to grips with who we are, understanding ourselves, and understanding our strengths, our weaknesses, we work on improving our weaknesses, and we even continue to work on improving our strengths, then it's possible that we could find consistency within. And once we find that consistency, and we start to follow a strategy that's working, that's proven, it's a possibility that you can get to the other side. And if you do, that's where it can become exponential as you learn how to increase your risk, increase your capital, increase your share size. That's where it can really become a extremely rewarding, because it's already very rewarding being a disciplined person, but also getting a monetary reward for it on a daily basis is absolutely incredible. So, for those people out there, know that it's difficult. Most jobs are different because, you can show up and be sloppy at a different field, a different career, and still get by, and maybe even been the best employee there, the best worker there, the best boss there. But trading is somewhat performance based, and if we show up and we're off our game physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, we're going to be at a deficit. We're going to be at a disadvantage. And that alone can lead to us losing. But yeah, anyhow, that was a pretty long rant, but necessary. We are the most transparent trader in the world, so we have to keep it real. But yeah, I'm in New York. I am in New York, brother. But yeah, take care, guys. Stay safe, stay green. I'll be back again in the recap, and then tomorrow, bright and early, at 9:15 a.m. We're ending the day at 1.8. I don't know if I'll trade again. It depends. If something good is moving later, I'll trade. If not, I will be out of here. But yeah, take care. Have a good one. I'll catch you guys next time. Stay safe, stay green. Hit that thumbs up on the way out. Check out those links down below for Momo Pro, the course website, and the chat room, depending on what you might be interested in. Take care.